In today's episode, we have Iza Kin, Zez from Poland, Zumba Education Specialist since 2010, Zen member since 2007. She is a certified kettlebell instructor, animal flow instructor. She has her own kettlebell program. She's also a software engineer. And today she's helping me to adjust my body through diaphragm breathing so that my muscles can get stronger without my body paying a price for it. Also, so that I can recover faster from teaching trainings and Zumba classes. So this is a valuable information because you're going to see us getting hands on, and she's making me do some exercises and adjusting my body and helping me with the breathing. You're going to be learning a lot. And at the end, she's also sharing with us a new venture because she's constantly growing and evolving and transforming herself. So now she's going through a tantric certification, and she's sharing with us what she has learned so far and how much it has helped her to release the emotions that have been trapped in the cells in her body. An amazing episode full of very valuable information. Best way for me to start season 2 of the Happy Beyond Fit podcast. Thank you, Isa, so much for your valuable time. And now let's all get to the show. Welcome to the Happy Beyond Fit podcast with Maria Browning, former synchronized swimmer from Colombia turned into a lifestyle entrepreneur. Isa, welcome to the Happy Beyond Fit podcast.
I'm so happy to be here. Oh my goodness. And also like trying to get used to it.
So where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Poland and I'm here.
No, but today, like what were you doing today? What were the activities?
Oh my goodness, you really want to hear about my crazy day today?
Yes, I want to. Yeah, go for it.
I woke up at 6 a.m. and I did my stuff on the computer, really rushing up because I knew that I have my training at 9 a.m. So today I went to the training. I was trying to do the flips, the back flips. I'm learning that.
What do you mean? You're taking classes? You're taking a training?
No, it's just personal training. So somebody has to assecurate me when I do it. And from that, my day started to be crazy. Everything like didn't go with the plan. So I was with my orange shorts and black bra, and my boyfriend saying, "Let's go. We have to pick it up the stuff for our terrace, which we are building, because the guys are waiting. We need to pick it up right now. We need to go pick it up the color, and we don't have a time. So I'll go to the car store because we're supposed to test the car. So I'll go to the car store. And when you say
we, is who?
Like with my boyfriend, with my boyfriend. So
what's his name?
Swabek.
He's Swabek. Okay, keep going.
So he said, so let's split. I'll go pick it up the car, which we're supposed to test. You go pick it up that colors for our like tiles, for the terrace. And I'll pick you up with that brand new car so we can really test it together. But I need to pick it up now. So I went to pick it up to choose the colors. He came with the car. So we were testing the new Chinese car, Omoda 9. It was really beautiful. I'm so surprised with the new technology. Like I was looking for Porsche, but Porsche is such expensive, and this car is like 1/3 of the price, and it has everything: the massage, good sound system, beautiful interior, beautiful outerior, like outside look. I was amazed. I was really amazed with it.
Is it electric car?
It was plug-in. So it was gas plus electric. That's electric. Which, listen, has the karaoke.
Which is great for you. For me, I will be like, I will never use this.
You open the compartment and there is a microphone and there is another screen for this.
Isn't that kind of dangerous to drive while doing karaoke with your friends?
The driver and for the person next to it, there is another screen and the microphone to sing.
Jesus, wow. I guess people are into that. I find it a little distracting anyway, even if the driver is not being a part of the karaoke. Anyway, okay, keep going.
Oh, anyway, then we had the lunch and I ran to my meetings. I literally, that training was in the same clothes, sweat because there was no time for anything. And I ran into my first meeting, and then I should start another meeting, a mentoring. And I gave up. I said, listen, can you wait 5 minutes? I need to take a shower. So the rest of the day I was working on the computer and I was already organizing my trainings, my development process because I'm in mentoring, I was having the business meetings as well. So it was like all stacked next to each other, back to
So
back.
in between doing admin work for being a zest, scheduling trainings, and handling your investments,
Yes,
like the
exactly.
big entrepreneur that you are.
Being the entrepreneur, I'm more like
Girl,
fashion oriented person, but yes, I'm trying to be.
what a way to start this episode with you telling us how freaking amazing you are. Like, look at this. You wake up at 6 in the morning, you go for personal training first, you do crazy backflips, which will be the last thing on my list if I'm doing personal training. And will be like, I don't want to risk my back. I make a living with my body. And then you go in testing a new car, which AKA you can afford it. So you must be doing very well. And then on top of that, now you tell us you go home and then you work, you handle your business from home and schedule more trainings and then your investments. And then you have a boyfriend. And I'm already so jealous.
Stop it, stop it.
This is awesome.
Like, don't say that because I am admiring you in so many areas of life, and you know that we talked about it many times. Like, I admire you for being so organized, developing yourselves, in many areas of life. And on the top of it, you're so consistent. You're like, I'm doing the podcast, and then you bam, 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 bam. You're really doing it, I know how much time is it, and on the top of it, you create the training, you develop yourself in business as well. I know all of it.
But this is the thing. That's why you're my friend. You're not just an acquaintance. Because jealous means I admire you so much. Oh my God, I want to live your life as well. But that's why I keep you close because I want to continue to learn from you. You keep inspiring me to do different stuff. We inspire each other, we connect with each other in something that we are both into at the moment. But then at the same time, we continue to inspire each other with different things that we see each other doing. So I am not lying. Jealousy is like, I don't see it as a bad word. It's like it all starts with envy. All
Envy,
human beings
yes.
feel it. And then you use that envy for something positive and you switch it and make it into inspiring something that is going to get you to do better in life. I want
I
to have
think
the legs that you have. I'm so seriously jealous of your legs. So
Stop it.
hopefully we'll get to
Oh,
talk about
girl.
all your kettlebell program. Okay, so for everybody who's listening this girlfriend conversation, just so you guys know, Iza King has been a zest since 2009, I believe.
Yes, since 2009.
Uh-huh.
The
And
first
she has
training was in
been
Poland.
the first one and the one and only being a zest in Poland. And as I was reading your bio, I didn't know this. So you are a software engineer and then you used to work in the United States. Where in the United States?
And I was working in Florida, but I was living in St. Pete, but I was working in Clearwater.
Okay. For how long?
3 years.
Wow. And that's where when you discovered Zumba?
Hmm.
While you were in the
Yes.
US. So
Yes.
that's why you were the one who took it to Poland because you were ahead of the
Exactly.
game. You were in the US.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. And that was 2007 when you became an instructor. So when did you take your first Zumba class?
Okay, so my first Zumba class I took in Virginia before I flew to Florida. And I used to be a fitness instructor for passion, and I used to compete in the sports aerobic. So of course, it was natural that when I came to United States, I want to check all of the classes. What do they do? What are they doing here? My English might be sometimes not super proper, but I
Stop
hope
it.
you guys understand.
Stop it. It's perfect.
Okay, so I went to that Zumba class by accident. And honestly, my first time I was like poking my friend, like, listen, she's making up. She's not making the sequences like we doing in aerobic, step touch, then add 2 steps from
You
the
were
top.
judging her.
Yes, I was really. And then on the end of the class, like I didn't even approach her, but I went home. I locked the door. Yes, like that class was really strange. I had to, like, I couldn't comprehend everything. I was running around rather than dancing because I never danced before. But I went home. I locked the door, although nobody was there. And I never forget. I was like in front of the people. I was like, how is she doing? It's like, it's impossible. She was a
You were trying
Latina.
to do the hips,
The
the pump.
shakes, the shakes, the shakes, all of the shakes, her body was moving all around like different ways. I'm like, how is she doing it? I was so sick from fitness, sports aerobic. I was doing push-ups, splits, everything, but never shaked my body this way.
Wow. So literally this was your first dance class? A Zumba
Yes,
class?
yes.
And when you went to the club, how old were you at this time?
I think it was around 25, 26,
Okay.
something like that.
So
Of course, I
you
was going
were
to the club to dance, but
dance
I
what?
was never
Techno?
taking the classes. Or techno, different music. All of the music, Madonna, Britney Spears, which we used to had it, right? We were dancing, but it was not like, I was not skilled to dance, especially not in Latino. Latino back then in Poland, it was not so obvious. We didn't listen that kind of music in the radio. No.
Of course.
So it was not that obvious for me.
Okay, so you went home. Did you accomplish? Did you try the pump and you didn't
No,
well?
that's why I came back to this class. And she didn't change anything. It was the same way. I said maybe she will be more organized this time. It might be easier for me. I came back, and after the class, I went to her. So like, listen, why don't you build a sequence? I couldn't get all of the steps. She says, no, this is how the Zumba works. We change the steps when the music change, and that's why we are using so many songs. And you know what? You can go to zumba.com and you can read about it. And you know what? You can be also instructor. I said, yeah. And
Do
I
you
kind
remember
of
her name?
no, not at all. Like nothing. So I truly came back home straight to the zumba.com. What is it going on here? Like, what
Wait,
is it
home in
about?
Poland?
No,
You
no,
went back
no,
home
in Virginia because I used to
okay.
live there. So I was
Okay.
living in Virginia first before I flew to Florida
Okay.
for the
For
short
how
period of
long
time.
in Virginia?
I think maybe 5 months, something like that, with my ex-husband. He was not my husband as well before, so it was my
Okay. How many
ex-boyfriend
times
before.
have you been married?
Just one.
Okay. Well, don't say just once. I've been divorced twice and I am very proud of it. I learned my lessons from each one.
Of
Beautiful.
course. But yeah, I confirm that because I know a lot of women, when they're going through that time, they think that this is the end of the world. This is the most beautiful thing you could ever experience, to the heartbreak up and divorce. I strongly believe that. But I'm not going to get into that subject because we can
Maybe
time to
later
talk.
on if we have the
Yeah.
time. Yes. Because you and I can talk for hours.
But I just wanted to mention, so if somebody listens to it, like, don't be scared.
It really changed you, right? When you got divorced, you became a very different person. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get to talk about it. Okay, baby. So let's keep talking about something deeper. Your pump.
Okay. My pumps, yes. So I went to Zumba.com and I signed into the training. The training is supposed to be in 2, 3 months, something like that. And that was the time I knew I'm going to be in Florida. So I flew to Florida. I found the apartment. I bought the car because I knew that I'm going to be there for 3 years. And you know how it's in the United States. Without the car, you barely can move around. So, and I went to the Zumba classes, of course, and I went to Tanya's Bursley classes.
Okay, for people listening, if you're a new Zumba instructor, you have no idea who Tanya Biography is. For the beginning years of Zumba, Zumba started in 2001 until 2000 and the end of 2006. There was only Beto Perez as the star, and he was the only one teaching the Zumba trainings. Then they started testing the figure of master trainers. That's how we used to be called instead of Zesses. And then they started with a small group. But Tanya Beersley not only was one of those, but she was the first one to become an icon in Zumba. Like there were many Zesses, master trainers. We all came along. Beto was the star, and that's it. There was nobody else as a star. But then Tanya was the one that we were the ones who put her up there because she was so freaking talented and inspiring and full of energy. And she would just make you cry while dancing in happiness. And it was like a church kind of experience. And she was just unbelievable. And because of Tanya, then all the other like Zumba celebrities, top quality presenters rised up as stars and became icons as well. But Tanya was the OG. So you were taking her regular classes.
Yes, it was really,
Wow, girl.
and I didn't know who is she back then, of course, at all. Like I didn't know much. And I took her classes and in 2 months I had the training, which I drove 5 hours.
Where?
I
Atlanta?
don't remember anymore. Like it was like where did I drive because I had just the navigation, that's it, and I was lost in it. But I was lucky
Was it
enough
with
to have a
Beto
train. No, that was Tanya and Jenny Roberts
and
together.
Johnny Roberts? Okay.
Yes.
Probably somewhere in Florida because they were teaching it in Florida.
Yes. Yes. So I was lucky enough. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience.
Hi, guys. Very quick to remind you to please comment, like, and subscribe, whether on Spotify or on the YouTube channel, so that you can continue to receive notifications about every one of these episodes of Biographies of Greatness. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the show.
After that day, when I was, of course, running after everybody because I still didn't get so much of the Zumba. I was going to the classes, but it was just the beginning.
Oh, wait,
So,
wait, wait. Was it still bothering you that it was not organized as the fitness way?
no, not anymore. Not
Oh,
anymore. I
okay,
was really,
okay.
yes.
You
I
understood it.
understood.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I understood. But I still, my English was not fluent at all. So in the training, I was just looking looking at everybody, what what are they doing? And I was following. When we were finishing the training, I said, "Give me that DVD. I want to go home to practice by myself." And oh my God, Maria, every day I was coming after the work to my 2 by 3 room because this is what I rent. I rent the room. I couldn't afford to rent the apartment, so I rent the room and I was living with the girl who
Also, you
owned the
didn't live
house.
with your husband.
No, okay. So to clear out, he was my boyfriend. He stayed in Virginia because he used to build the houses in the Virginia, in
He
US.
American? Was he American?
No, he was Polish, but
Okay.
he went to US to build the houses in Washington D.C. and Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So I was living with him for 5 months, but I wanted to work. I wanted because I finished my university and I wanted to work as a IT person. So
Did you
I
get
moved to
a
Florida.
working visa?
It was B2, it's like a business
The
visa, which
yeah.
allowed me to work. And of course, I had the contract for 3 years with the company, which had also the one of the like a department, I would say, in Poland. So there was the
Oh,
IT
great.
company, which had like a huge department in Florida and one department in Poland.
Well, did you start teaching Zumba classes while in the US?
Yes, every day, seriously, every day after the work, I was with that one DVD, the Zen, which we got. It was, I think, number 9. And I was putting that to the computer and I was dancing from the desk to the bed, from the bed to the desk. And I remember Beto was teaching that bachata, which I didn't have an idea how to do it. I was like, with him like this, and he was raising the hip, and I was with him late, and I was going left in late, trying to repeat after him. Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful journey because honestly, I was alone for 3 years. My ex-boyfriend was visiting me every two weeks for the couple of months, but then he left to Poland, so I was on my own. And Zumba was my getaway. Every time when I went to the Zumba class, everybody welcomed me with acceptance. My language barrier was not a problem at all. So I felt really relieved. And I was so into Zumba that I was waking up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning going to work so I can do my job. So I can go at 12 to Zumba and be late after the lunch. And then after I finished work, I went to Zumba and going to all of the Zumba conventions, meeting new friends. I remember Kathleen Google. She was used to be a DJ for Zumba. She was also a huge support for me. Beautiful time. That's why Zumba was very meaningful for me. It helped me to survive without family. I was missing them so much. I didn't feel comfortable with myself, in the new environment. So Zumba gave me everything, the peace, the acceptance, and that was huge.
Of
That
course,
was
and you're
huge.
being in another country with a totally different culture. It takes few years to adjust to that. But if you are a part of a beautiful, loving community already, I can only imagine how helpful that must
Yeah,
have been.
we did a lot, visiting many events, going to all of the conventions together. I was buying all of these clothes, orange pants, brown t-shirts, razorbacks, everything. And my dad passed away meanwhile. And
All of
so
a
I
sudden?
flew. Yes, my dad had a heart
How?
attack.
Oh, wow. He wasn't even sick.
Yeah, he was not sick. He just stressed out too much, and
How
he
old?
passed away. Yeah, 58. My dad was 58.
Wow, super young.
Yes, and it was really hard for me. Of course, I was in Poland. I was during the Christmas, and when I came back, because I still had my contract, and then I couldn't see anybody anymore. I was teaching the Zumba classes, of course, still, but I didn't feel like go to the beach. I didn't feel like to go play tennis. I used to play tennis. I like to socialize with the people. I was like locking myself in the room constantly. And I said, I need to do something with myself. I cannot be like that. So I went to AFA certifications, American Physical Aerobics Association, to get the Group X. So I was basically studying, then also meeting another friends, and I passed that certification. And 2 weeks later, Jenny Roberts told me, Isa, you you need to apply for to be a ZES. So it's like there is a call. Go and do it. It's like like what is it? It's like a teacher like me. You can go and then apply to be a teacher. It's like me. I'm like, yes, you. I think you are gonna be the great in it. Like go for it.
And there
Okay.
was a call for Poland or for which
No, there was a
territory?
call for US. There was a call for US.
Okay.
Yes, there was a
Ah.
call for US. And then I said, if you say so, I said, I'll go and do it. So I went to the website and I read the requirements. 2 weeks later, after I passed the Group X, that was the one of the requirements to have a Group X certification. I was like, I couldn't believe it. It's like I could call. I have it all, like everything what is needed. So I apply, and I had a tutor in my like my company. It was a C6 computer. So I had a tutor, and he was preparing me for interview as well, like preparing to everything. And I record all of the videos. I send it to Zumba, and then I started to ask Tanya, do you know anybody from Europe, like who traveled maybe there with Zumba? And she said, yeah, I have a friend, Daniela Cheskova. I said, do you have any contact? She said, yeah, here is her email. So I emailed Daniela.
And to explain, Daniela was already the best in Czechoslovakia.
No, she was the
Not yet?
Zumba instructor.
Oh,
And she
okay.
actually also started with Tanya personally.
Oh,
She used to
wow.
sub. She used to sub Tanya's classes.
She also used to live in Florida?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I had no
Yes.
idea.
Yes. Yes. So I basically emailed Daniel. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm Isa from Poland, and I am here in Florida teaching Zumba, and I applied to be a ZES here in the United States. Although I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I really want to come back Poland because I am engaged. I want to, stuff like that." So she said, "Wow, I'm the Zumba instructor here. Zumba is amazing here. I'm teaching the classes for 2 years already. And I also applied to BSS, but for Europe." I said, "Oh, is that possible?" And she said, "Yes." I got a call for, like, I used the call for Europe, and I used the call for US because I used to live in US. So I got a call like on my email for US, and I thought it's only for US. So I said, wow, I would rather apply for Europe because I don't know how long I'm going to be here in US. So I emailed the Zumba office. I know, I said, I applied for US, but I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Can I move my application to Europe? And so they said, it's been like, it's overdue 2 weeks, but I think we like your application, so we will move it.
Back then, home office had 20 employees, so probably everybody was involved in the whole process, so everybody knew.
Yes. So, and then they said, so you need to travel to Germany to Essen for interview. I was like, what? For interview? The interview was 3 months earlier than the end of my contract. I said, shit, I cannot afford it. To just
To
I have
fly where?
to Germany,
Oh,
Germany
because
for
the
the
auditions were in Germany.
yes, they did the interviews
To
for the
FIBO.
trade show for people. Yes.
Okay.
So then 3 months. How am I gonna do it? Like I cannot fly back and forth. It's like super expensive. That's stupid. So I went to my boss. I was like, listen, I need to terminate my contract. No way. No way. So only 3 months is no way. And back then I had already my projects. I was, had my position. I had the people under me, the project which I designed. So he said, no way. And that's it. I said, I was like thinking, what can I do about it? So I said, then I came up with the idea, maybe I'll offer them that I'm going to work remotely. And I organized everything. And back then it was not that obvious. So I organized everything and I like gave it the second try. And I went to his office and listen, how about I work remotely? I'll connect and I will work with you. And he said, okay, let's give it a try. And he agreed with it. So I flew with the whole my luggage, everything to Germany first. My ex fiance came by car to Germany, so he can get all of that stuff and drive me home from Germany to Poland. But first, we stay for interview, and the interview was for 4 days.
Yes, it was
So it was not 1 day; it was 4 days.
because it
So
was the auditions. So you audition at
yes,
the same time as Lars and Jaromir.
Lars, Donna, Daniela, yes, Jaromir, many senses. Yes, you, Caroline, yeah, many of them. And I never forget that. Oh my God, we were dancing at the booth, we were interviewed, doing demo with Beto. It was so intense, so intense. And of course, I
And for
had
people
my
that don't know, the intensity is real because FIBO is one of the biggest fitness conferences in the world. When I went to FIBO, that was actually my first international trip with Zumba, and it was in 2007 to perform with Beto. And there were 50,000 people in that conference. The class was overwhelmingly huge, and I felt like tiny on the stage. I was not prepared to do a performance. I was just a good instructor, so I didn't know how to exaggerate my moves. What a learning experience! But yeah, I can understand the intensity of it. Because on top of that, you have the pressure that you want to get the job.
and so it was the first time I was really auditioned for something, and we were looking at each other. It's like, oh shit, she's so beautiful. Oh my God, look at her body, and oh, this one is so good in dancing. It's like, what I'm doing here.
And that's what we do to ourselves the whole time, compare ourselves to others. I did the same thing and I was not even applying for the job. I already had it. So, wow, yes.
And of course, Beto tested me. So we had the demo, and the stage was empty. The crowd of the people in front of us, and I never performed. I just was teaching the classes as well. And he said, "You first. You go on the stage first." And I went on the stage happy, and I turn around, nobody's there, and the music goes on, and I started to dance, and then like after 1 minute he joined and ran with everybody, but then I think he waited if I'm gonna take it over or if I'm just gonna run away or something.
No, he likes to play that joke on people. He will do the same thing to me in FIBO as well, which you panic because he's like, okay, we'll go on a line. And he sends you first, but then he holds everybody else. Like nobody like let her start on her own. Yes, and it's frightening. And he does it as a joke.
Oh yeah, I know. Later I knew, but before it was really a shock for me.
How long after that did they tell you the news that you got hired?
I think it took 2 months, something like that. And it was funny because I got a letter. I didn't get an email. I got a real letter, like you graduated to school.
Like regular mail.
I went home. I was working already as a software developer. And I thought that they, okay, perfect, it was nice experience. They forgot about me, like nothing happened, so they don't contact me. I was like, okay, I got it, but I have my job at least. I came back
With
home
the
with the
same
job.
company in the US?
Yes, yes, yeah, because I
Okay.
was working remotely, which gave me very huge security because when they saw it that it's working, could keep the job. I
So
could
for
keep
how
the
long did
job.
you do it remotely?
They wanted me to work for them for like next couple of years. Even we were talking about it, but then look what's happened. I started to work like this, and then I got that letter. Like, no way! Oh my god! They want me to teach the trainings here in Poland. Oh my god! And of course, I was teaching Zumba classes already. Like in my city where I was software developing, and it was of course huge hit.
Besides, you were one of the first Zumba instructors in the whole country, right?
Yes, yes. There were, I think, two people who got certified, but they were not visible at all. And when I came, I started to teach. I honestly didn't believe it myself like that. I didn't believe that I'm gonna get that job at all. Like I didn't expect it. So it was such a huge surprise. It was like, oh my God, now I have to organize the training here in Poland. I need to and I started to do all of the promotions, and then organize the training. And Naomi Di Fabio was the one who was picked to do that first training with me in my city, in my small city, like 100. Naomi Di Fabio.
Naomi,
Do you
yes, of
remember
course.
her?
She was my bestie because we were together in Cebu in that initial trip. That was her first international trip with Zumba as well. So we were both feeling tiny on the stage next to Vicky Zagarra, who was already on all of the DVDs for Zumba. She was already a star, and we were like, how do we compare ourselves to that? So yeah, no, she was one of my besties. Naomi, of course, I remember. So she helped
Yes.
you at your first training.
Yeah, because always when you teach your first training, you have somebody to teach it with you, and so they can guide you. At least that was before, and I think they're still doing it because I did it also. That's for Ola in Egypt, a couple of years ago. So I organized that training in Poland, and I said, "Wow, 19 people! That was huge. 19 people! I couldn't believe it." But of course, to get those people, I organized the marathon in Krakow, already in one of the biggest city for 5 hours. I thought I'm gonna die.
5 hours of Zumba?
Yes, 5 hours of Zoom.
You were the
Yes.
only. Jesus Christ.
No, I was like, I had the, oh, no way, I messed it up the timing. No, 90 people was first in my training, and then with them, I organized the marathon for 5 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got
Now, yeah, you see, like the
it. Okay.
memories comes back. So that first training, 19 people, that was huge, I believe. Like 19 people, a lot. Nobody knew the program. And for a few months, I was emailing all of the fitness centers, telling them like, can I teach for free? Let me show it. I say, no, like nobody were interested. I was sending the links about Zumba that it's so popular already in United States, and it look that's a great energy, everything. And they were not interested in for me to come even to teach the classes for free. I had my classes in my city that were extremely successful, packed, crazy, fitness back then it was black. Everybody came black to my class, and me in yellow pants. I
With
never forget.
tassels.
Yeah, and purple t-shirt, yellow pants, purple t-shirt. Nobody dressed up this way. And I was jumping around. I was extremely high intensity, and they couldn't believe it, like what's going on there. So uh, from there, I started work like a horse. Like I said, like I need to take Zumba to the trade show in Poland, So Zumba didn't support that back then, It was like not yet organized like these days.
It
So I
wasn't as
paid.
big, so we were on our
Yes.
own. Yeah.
So I paid for the booth at the, one, no, the biggest, I think, convention back then in Poland, it called Euphoria. So I paid for the booth. I had my booth, and that 19 people who support me, supported me. And the room was huge. So when there was a step classes, when there were aerobic classes, the room was packed, the whole huge hall. And when the Zumba came, there was only me on the stage and that 19 people.
That you had your team. And because you had the experience being competitive in aerobics, then you probably made them rehearse. And I know you, how intense you are.
No, back
You
then,
didn't?
no, because we were all from different cities, and we were like there was no like space for it at all because I was still programming and doing all that Zumba, like and the time difference between Poland and United States, I had to make it up to work with the team. So it was extremely hard, like very very hard working time for me. And plus, I had to schedule an next trainings as well. So doing all of the marathons, teaching classes in all of those picnics and events of Zumba. Like nobody were dancing with us, and me on the track trying to show Zumba with few friends from my classes, and the people were not dancing; they were just watching the guys with the beer watching. It was so hilarious. Like, I'll never forget it. So
So
we
you
did.
quit your job because you were so busy
Not
trying to
yet.
promote Zumba.
Not
Okay.
yet. Not yet. I didn't quit my job because I had only Poland and I didn't know how it's gonna go. And I really didn't want to because I thought I'm building my future with the
The company.
IT actually. You know, Zumba was I was passionate about it. I wanted to do so much, but still that was my main job. So I took Zumba to that first trade show in Poland, and oh my God, I was so terrified because back then in fitness, people were not that friendly, and everything was so hermetic, hermetic. Like nobody shared the knowledge, and nobody were open to cooperate. Everybody were feeling better, like
Yeah, we didn't know the power that comes with community. So at the
yes,
beginning, we were more reserved. Let's
yes.
call it that way.
So it felt like all of the doors are closed and I have to go through the window everywhere, like everywhere. So in that trade show for the first time, that 19 people, crazy 19 people in front of me, colorful. And listen, all of the black from all of the other programs around, like around of the hall, not even close to us, but around like this.
All the
And
people were in black. All the
yeah,
fitness people were
all
in
the
black,
fitness instructors, presenters, and like this, and they were
just
like
looking.
this, like we are really loco, crazy. It was not easy at all, but we were like very determined, extremely determined, and the classes were going better and better. The classes were packed. So I remember fitness instructors who came to my trainings. They called me like, Isa, I have a 100 people in my class. Like really crazy. So we were really like we started to see that it's like working, like it's like picking up. So we were motivated, but we still couldn't go through the structure of fitness yet because we didn't mean anything. We were not
Uh-huh.
meaningful people for them at all. So it took 2 years really to develop Zumba in Poland. Every year I was taking Zumba to the same trade show for after 2 years, they came to my booth and they asked me, like, what do you do for the promotion? Can I see your catalogs? Can you believe it? Can you come to teach
Wow.
the Zumba on our events? So after 2 years, we built the
Okay.
respect. But
And
two
by
years,
then, how often had you been teaching the Zumba trainings? Every 3 months, 4 months? Or
every 2 months, but something happened in between, like those 2 years, because I was just talking about Poland, really. But in between, there was a nice moment when my lovely friend, another my angel, because Jenny Roberts was my first angel, and Tanya Verzi was maybe second angel. But now, it doesn't matter who first, but the next angel was Jenna Bostic. She called me, Isa, please sub me in Denmark, sub me because I cannot fly. She was the flight attendant. I cannot
yes.
fly to Denmark. Something stopped her. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, stop it. I never thought
And
it.
for everybody to know, quick explanation, Jenna Bostic is another Zest, and her territory has always been North Florida. But because she was a flight attendant for 20 years, then she was one of the few ones that Zumba gave territory in Europe because it was easier for her to teach. So Denmark and it was it Sweden or
Sweden, I think
Switzerland?
Denmark, Norway, and I think she was teaching the Scandinavian countries. Like,
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's why she needed you to sub her for a training
for a
to
training
teach a
in
B1 training. Okay,
Denmark. I was like, yeah,
okay.
no way. Like, I never thought in English, and I never felt comfortable with English. It took me a long time to really
And
feel
so
comfortable.
everybody understands, one thing is to know your training in your language, whichever language you learn to teach the B1 training on. But switching it to another one is not that easy. Like, I always learned the training in English. And when I was asked to do it in my own language, in Spanish, I didn't even know the words. I was like, how do I say this? Because you have it in autopilot. So it's like having to retrain yourself on how to do it in another language.
Yeah, another language. First of all, I didn't feel super comfortable yet to teach it in Polish. Come on, it was just a couple of months, and then she asked me to go and teach in English. Like, no way. And she said, "Please, please, Isa, I need you." I said, all right. Because, it was just a favor. So I went then to Denmark to teach that 2 days B1, and people went crazy. Like, I had a good review. So it was a really fun time, extremely happy time. And 2 weeks later,
Wait,
Zumba
wait, wait.
called me.
Back then, they had to fill out the review in front of you. We would print the
Yes.
pages and at the end of the training, before we gave them the certificate, they had to fill out the whole survey with the feedback. So we would read exactly
Yes.
who wrote,
Like
and
each
some people
page.
were mean. So every now and then we would get one that would be like, "Oh, you really didn't like me." It wasn't straight on our faces. And then we had to submit everything to Zumba and save the
Yes.
copies. For years, we had like stacks of paper in our house. Anyway, I just remember that. That was funny. Keep
Yeah,
going.
it was funny. So 2 weeks later, that was exactly 7 months after I was teaching the B1 in Poland, first B1. So I didn't have much experience. And 2 weeks later, Zuma called me, Isa, can you fly to Africa? Can you fly to India? I said, what? I said, yes, we need you to teach all of the trainings in these countries. I was like, how come? How am I going to do it?
So
I
you
need to
were the
work.
first one ever teaching in Africa and in India?
I'm not sure if there was anybody because there was the corporate trainings. They didn't hire
Yes.
me to be
Which
exclusive
year
for
was
that
this?
country. 2010, May
Okay.
2010.
You may have been the first one, at least in India. Maybe in South Africa, Naomi had taught it because Naomi ended up
Yeah,
living
she
there for a
could.
while. Yeah,
That was a corporate training.
yeah.
I was like, and I was
Just
like,
so people understand what she means by saying corporate trainings is that we are not employees of Zumba. We are like our own independent office, and we have to find our own host and set up everything on our own, promote on our own, do everything on our own, as if we represent Zumba in whatever territory we have. But when it is a corporate training, then it's different because Zumba is organizing everything, and they just pay you a flat fee for you to show up and teach the training. That's the difference.
yes,
Keep going.
exactly. I said, I need to think about it. And then I talked to my, fiance, was like, listen, I would have to fly earlier. Like, how am I going to do it? Like, from Monday to Friday, I need to teach, that I need to show up for my work and that time difference. And now I would have to fly at least Friday, and come back on Monday because the training goes 2 days, not one day like nowadays,
Okay.
2 days.
Another
I said,
parenthesis. Only in the United States and Mexico, the trainings were 1 day long. For the rest of the world, it was 2 days long.
yes.
For some
Yeah.
reason, I don't know why, but anyway, you
It
guys
was
had it like that for
needed
the
and it was
longest time.
beautiful. It was
Yeah,
actually
it was
needed and it
beautiful,
was
but
beautiful.
is it still the same? No, now it's 1 day.
No, no, one day, one day, one day.
Ever since
So
pandemic, right?
yes, since pandemic.
Okay.
Tak, tak.
Tak.
Tak means yes in Polish. Like he said, no, no way. How come you're going to travel? You have beautiful job. You were working for that job for 3 years. You are ready. Now they extended your contract. Like you were just there for 3 years on the like a probation, and now you paid them to work to let you work remotely. You earn in dollars. No, you're in Poland. You earn in dollars. Like you cannot leave that job at all. Like it's impossible. Like what are you doing? Like what? Oh, and I went to sleep. I was like really couldn't sleep. And back then, Maria, seriously, to work on those two positions, like I went to sleep every day at 2 a.m. and I was waking up at 6. I was sleeping 4 hours a
Wow.
day. Seriously.
Wow.
Like I had many consequences after many years, I can maybe mention about it because it was so stressful for my body. It was extremely stressful.
Like what? Mention one quickly.
Like I bite my teeth branding, so I had to renew my teeth after.
Oh, because you chipped your teeth.
Yeah, like the surface of it, like really, because lack of the sleep, stress of traveling. Like I never traveled by myself that much, like, like
and to other
from that
continents.
moment. And I said, I really want it. So who cares? I'll give it a try. So I quit my job, the IT person. Although I had a really huge trip. Nobody believed in it, but I was super scared. Like I knew that I burned the bridges for my other job because I quit them. I know I wouldn't be able to come back. So it was a huge decision.
You took a huge leap of faith, because not only was giving up a salary, because we don't have a salary as Zezes, but also your future. Obviously, the future was a better picture in IT than in Zumba. You didn't know for how long you were going to be doing this program. So yeah.
Yes. Then
But were you married already or not married
no,
yet?
I was not married yet, but I was living with my fiance, of course, and we already, uh, bought the house as well. So that was another thing. He was like, "No way!" Like now,
and your boyfriend was not too happy about it
at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really not that happy moment. Definitely not supportive moment.
Yeah.
But I think, if you are not in our world, until I think these days it's for so many people hard to understand. You not expect from anyone. So I decided and I went for it. So here I am. I visited over 50 countries. I taught the first training, which I organized by myself. It was not a corporate training in Moscow. When I got out of the plane, I didn't think about different alphabets, and I supposed to find a taxi. And three men approached me like, taxi. I said yes, and they took my luggage and they walked with me, and the police ran after us like, mafia, mafia, mafia. They took my luggage. They took me under the hand.
They took your luggage? They stole it?
No, police took it back because they were just walking with me. They wanted to take me to the taxi. And then police took me away. My heart was like, it's like, oh my God. I was not trusting anyone back then, So I was all the time with somebody. I didn't want to walk by myself. But that was a training. I had a lot of guys because in Russia, they after ballet.
Dancers.
Yes, dancer. Any stories? Oh my God. I remember I went from United States to Hungary. And then my next trip straight after was to India. And I landed in Hungary. One of my friends said, do you have a visa to India? I said, I need a visa. It was Friday evening.
Did you make it? Did you get it, the visa?
Yes, it takes a visa. A long time. Went. He used his contacts. We went to embassy, and on Sunday I got a visa, so I can fly on Monday.
Wow, you made it happen.
Yeah,
I've had that problem too with India in particular. Yeah. Okay, so correct me if I am wrong, but I think because I've seen you ever since you became a Zest, I think your fitness path changed when Strong Nation started as a program.
Yeah, totally.
Yes? You were invited to be a part of the initial group that got together to develop the program. When it first was launched, it was called Strong by Zumba. And there were how many people? 5 people in the group?
Oh my God, that was more people because there was the guys as well. I think it was about 10.
Okay. I've had 2 of them here in the podcast. I have Renee and I had Madeline.
Yeah, I think there was even 14.
Why do you think you were invited to be a part of this group?
Like I used to train a lot as well, but not the same way as I prepared myself for the Strong Nation, Strong by Zumba. But I train. I lifted weights. I love to do it.
Okay. And you trained on your own or with a personal trainer?
Back then, let me think. If I mostly by myself, mostly by
Mhm.
myself, yes. And I
Okay.
also was the Zumba toning this, so I think that kind of maybe drove them that we are more in that fitness world
Okay.
involved. And I always had the physics, like my biceps is built up. Like Beto always says, the most beautiful arms in the
Arms.
world.
Yeah.
Shoulders,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he says shoulders.
You've
Shoulders.
always been very toned.
Yeah.
How did this program change your professional path?
Yes, this program extremely changed it because I started to develop extremely. It was very intense, and of course, I started to add to it martial arts, different movements which were not known for me. So I went to animal floor certification just to develop my skills. I went to martial art classes, I went to boxing classes. Like really like and I couldn't explain anybody like to teach me to punch to the air, punch me. I said, no, we are not punching to the air. So I had to go through all of those punching bags and fighting with the guys first. So to develop the skill because nobody was. I said, I don't want to be a fighter. Just teach me how to do it for my aerobic fitness classes,
So to
I don't
look the
want.
part.
Yes. Said, but I cannot do it. Like, you need to fight first. So I went to all of those classes because nobody could imagine even that, like how you can punch without
Of
the
course.
partner or anything. So I went to all of those classes and I started to do high intensity training. It was really challenging, but at the same time, it was extremely, extremely beautiful, engaging. It was so like something new for me, something like I felt like a fish in the water. So for 2 months, I didn't do Zumba. And I thought that I'm not going to come back. Like there was a moment in this that
Because you thought you only wanted to do Strong Nation?
I just wanted to do Strong Nation. I was so
Oh,
crazy
wow.
about it. But then it was like somebody invited me for a class, and
A Zumba class?
a Zumba class, yeah, to teach, of course, to teach because that was the summer period. Summer period, we always go to the convention. I went to the convention. Most of the time I was doing strong by Zumba with them. We had so much practice and everything that I didn't do anything for Zumba. And then I came back. I said, I think I'm gonna stick with Strong Nation only. So Strong by Zumba back then because like they didn't involve me in Zumba. I'm more like in Strong by Zumba. So maybe that's my path. Maybe I just discovered my path. And then it took only 2 months because of September I was called to teach class and I came back to teach my trainings. So first class, I'm like, no way, no way. That is so
Good.
fun. No, that's so stupid. That there was just 2 months like doubts and excitement
And you
about.
were on the high of the moment.
Yeah, I was a high on the moment. It was really nice, but it was also challenging. It was extremely challenging. Like it never was easy for me. It was never easy. Like it
What was
was
the most challenging part?
intensity, the plyometric intensity, and teaching verbally through that intensity, and
But for
doing that.
you, it must have been a matter of retraining yourself because you used to compete in aerobic competitions, and that is intense. That's a lot of plyometrics, no?
Yeah, but that's only 3 minutes.
But the practice of it, your muscles.
Yeah,
I'm
at
sure your
some
muscles
point.
knew the moves. It was not like new to you.
Yeah, at some like way it was easy, but at some way it was not. Like it
Okay.
took me a long time really to train my body so it doesn't cost me a lot of effort and energy. And honestly, that came also the moment when I started to breathe properly, when I started to use the diaphragmatic breathing, when my posture changed, when I discovered, like when I
To be
started to
able
learn.
to be able to have better oxygen capacity, or for what
No,
did you start to breathe better?
like when you are not aligned with your body and you don't use the diaphragmatic breathing, then your stabilization comes from the functional muscles. It doesn't come from the center of your body. It comes from
And
functional
what's the
muscles.
difference? What's the difference if I use stabilization from my diaphragm versus from the muscles?
The difference is that you use the force. You can be very good at sport, but you can do it with the strength. But you can be also very good. You do it lightly from the power of your body, you know. And
the
if you
diaphragm is the power of the body.
the strength comes from here, from the center of your body, totally. And if you watch those two tennis players, the Nadal and Federer, they were playing different way. Federer is like so light, very ergonomic, very biomechanic. Everything goes from center and finish on the end.
Because
But
he's breathing with the diaphragm?
yeah, she's using that biomechanics and the ergonomics of your body, because if it comes from here, your body naturally moves. Like there is a DNS.
Okay, so this has to do with mobility?
The mobility is like consequences of it. It's like my mobility changed totally when I started to breathe diaphragmically.
But the reason why you started researching or that you were aware of having to learn about the diaphragm breathing was because you needed more mobility or because you needed to get yourself in shape to keep up to teach the trainings, the Strong Nation trainings?
The reason was that I was trying to get more mobility because everything was so tough for me in the Strong Nation. You know, that going down to the plank and jump up, back, like burpees, something like that, then you feel like your muscles are all the time overtrained, overtrained, overtrained. But if the muscle is strong in the full range of motion, then it's elastic and it doesn't get overtrained. It's very strong. And my muscle were tightened because I didn't have enough mobility because they were compensating all the time. I had a huge lordosis. I had a huge lordosis in my posture.
Like mine. Like that's why I want you here today because I have the same issue.
Yes, I think we can relax your erector spinae and the back muscles definitely, you know, with the breathing,
Okay, so wait. So you first got your certification in mobility because animal flow is kind of mobility, right?
Yeah, and it
It's
was
a
very
mobility
hard
program.
for me. Exactly. It's also mobility and strength, but it was very hard for me.
But
It
you
was
got
very
that one first. You were already working on your mobility and it was still being a challenge. And then you found, how did you run into diaphragm breathing?
okay. So I started to teach the kettlebell classes, and then with the kettlebell, I started to do the flows, and with the flows, I basically wanted to gain more mobility because I was going down with the weights to the deep squats, to the bear positions. You know, it's like so. This is when I started to be curious about the body more and more because I was teaching other people as well in this, and I started to develop myself more and more. I finished the physical education university, you know, so I started to develop and just step by step I learned
All these certifications, you did kettlebell, you went for your physical education degree. All of this was just for you to be able to do a better job as a Strong Nation master trainer.
to be more valuable trainer overall because I constantly felt something is missing. Something is missing. I'm learning those routines and I'm looking at my master trainers. I'm like, why the hell they are so good that I cannot reach that point. I cannot jump that high. Although everybody said, but you jump high, but it was so tough for me, you know, and I was like overtired all the time. My muscle were tired, you know, and I was not courageable enough to say it even out loud. I was like holding that in myself. I didn't feel enough for it all the time. And it was hard to kill it when I was tired. And I was like, what's wrong? I'm training so much. Because I was training a lot, girl. I was training. I said, what's wrong? So I started to get
No,
deeper
you have
into
always been in great shape, but when you became a master trainer, you became ripped. Like you were training a lot. We could all tell.
but it's all the time was something missing. I was doing all of the things, but it was costing me a lot of energy and effort. And I thought that it's just because it's very intensive training. So I said, okay, maybe I don't have such a stamina like everybody else. I don't know what's wrong, but I was training. So I said, okay, let's try to lift weights. Let's try to lift weights. Maybe if I overstimulate my body, I will put more weight on myself, and I'm gonna be doing all of those exercise with the weights. Then when I'm gonna do the strong station, I'm gonna be lighter, and that helped. That helped.
Okay.
That helped. My mobility changed as well, but still, not everything was easy for me. So I started to develop more and more, and I finished the physical education university because I was always dreaming about it. I said, okay, let's find out what I don't know, what I don't know. So I really was searching constantly, going to the trainings, talking with the people, and step by step, I learn more and learn more about my body, and that fully, like, when I was able to put that together and finally feel it from inside, when I truly learned the diaphragmatic breathing, when I changed my posture, when I discovered that I don't have
But
the
how did you run into it? Was it somebody that told you you need to change your breathing? Because
yeah,
you were not aware that that's what you needed. So how did you become aware of it?
okay. I think the biggest switch was when I started to cooperate with one of the trainers. I used to train him for Strong by Zumba, and then he became the medical trainer. When we got connected, I told him, "Hey, listen, let's do something together. Let's record some reels. Let's do
Collaborate.
something, collaborate a little bit." And then we started to talk, and I saw that he has that knowledge. So I bought his training, one training. Then I bought another training, and I
Like a
started to
personal
learn.
training session.
No, he had recorded trainings, like online trainings. I want to know more. Like, explain it to me more and more and more. And now he's my mentor. I'm still continuing education with him. But this is when I understand, when I started to work with
Because he
him.
was trained in diaphragm breathing,
He explained it.
he was already a master on
he
breathing
was
techniques.
just using that in his personal training. He was
Okay.
like learning that from different schools, as well as he was also searching for the answers for yourself, how the
Okay.
biomechanics works, how your body works actually. So he
Uh-huh.
also was the trainer who was searching for a solution. Why the people has a knee pain? Why the people has a back pain? Why the people are stiffed here? And I was always stiffed here. Like, I couldn't
Yes.
unpack my back. He was so tough, really. So all started with his, like, the really education. When I started to the kettlebell, it was better because my posture changed by itself. I didn't know maybe everything, but my posture was changing. But when I started to work with him, I understood everything finally, and I could work on it every day. And then I discovered my other weaknesses because I have a bunnies, so I was never working with my inner edge of my foot, so I didn't have an inner rotation of my hip. So then I started to realize that's why it's so tough for me to jump and do the stabilization, because I didn't have a stabilization here. My foot were all the time on the edge of the foot on the outside. Many things. It's like uh, I started to put the puzzles together, and I realigned
Mhm.
my body, and I still every day I'm like working on it, bringing
But
myself
was
to the
it that
better and better shape.
the more you understood about it, the more you realized, oh, I also need to work on this and that, or it was him guiding you and recognizing those points in
Both,
your body?
both. I was
Okay.
developing and then recognizing, better developing and recognizing, develop and recognizing, and I
Okay.
was
So
also working with.
he's like a functional movement professional.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I truly believe this since I start to learn just for passion more, like just fixing the people, like helping myself, and then this is when really my life changed to be like a traveler through it without being scared, but curious. I want to know
How long
more.
ago was this?
And it started right with the pandemic, where my
Ah, okay.
like moment when I stop and I have to do something with my life. Then the kettlebell start. I started I started to do more things because I started also do the dance workshops. I started to learn your kizomba. I was inspired with you with your kizomba, fit kizomba, right? Then I was teaching those. Then I was started to discovering my body, why my hips doesn't move first. So it started little things like why my hips are not going full range of motion, why I cannot move them this way, and just where my limitation come from. That so it's so hard to say that it was one event. I started to really discover more, increase my mobility. I had a group who experienced more mobility with me, but it was always not yet there, not yet there. Like my shoulders were like this. I had the pain in my back, the upper back, and
when you started applying all of this life-changing way of going through exercise, did it change the way you dance?
of course, totally, totally, totally.
Because to be honest, I've known you since you became a vet. And of course, I've always known you're great. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a vet. It's not like we really analyze each zest and their style, right? We just know they're all great and we see them on the stage and we're like, oh, wow, yay. But I don't remember you being that good until like 3 or 4 years ago, that all of a sudden you started like captivating my attention. But it is not until right now that I'm thinking about it. Like for the past few years, I've been like, oh wow, I'm mesmerized by all of your videos, the way you dance Afrobeat, the way your body moves. That's why I asked you if you felt like this breathing changed the way you dance.
Yes, my body changed. My body started to loosen up more and more and more and more and more and more.
Which is
with
the other
that,
tricky thing, because when you're so strong and you tone your muscles and you build that muscle mass, you lose mobility. But in you, it was the opposite. You were so toned that you were like more able to move in better ways. Wow, it's all coming together in my head.
yes. So maybe instead of thinking really why, like how I get there, maybe I'll explain you what's happened with my
Please.
body. Okay.
Yes, please.
So first of all, when I had the lordosis, my diaphragm couldn't work properly. Imagine, guys, imagine here when you have a core. These are functional muscles: your rectus abdominal, your obliques, rectus spinae, your back muscles, and they have their own functions. You bend, you extend, you rotate, and they having their own functions. Understood, right? And
Yes.
underneath, we have the transversus abdominal. And on the top, diaphragm. And on the bottom, pelvic floor. And this is our stabilization. This is our core. And this should stabilize our body. We couldn't function because I was in lordosis. I had like a scissors, right? Open scissors. There's like diaphragm.
Because of the overarch position of your spine.
Yes. Yes. So my rib cage,
the overarch.
Yes, my rib cage was like this, and my pelvis was like this. Pelvis and rib cage.
Okay.
Instead of this, it was like this.
Okay.
All the time, constantly. And these muscles supposed to give you the stabilization. When you sit, everything should be relaxed. If not, then you're all the time tense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, to understand it, our diaphragm works like a plunger. Raise the air, right? You put the plunger in the toilet, right?
Yes.
You press the air. If you put the plunger like this, you will push a little bit of air towards somewhere, but it will really not work the way it's supposed to work, right? You have to put the plunger straight to really press the air, and so the air can come, the water can come back, right? Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So the same with your diaphragm. It has to press to create the pressure, Fill in your transversus abdominal like a balloon, The air goes down and the pelvic floor pushes it back. The diaphragm opens like a plunger back, right? Plunger back. And the plunger pushes like a diaphragm, push it again. Fill in your balloon. And the air is being bounced back by pelvic floor. All right? This way, the full air is here, and the rest of the muscles can help but also can relax. If that doesn't work, this has to hold it. This has to hold it. People breathe like this. But if that works, when your rib cage and pelvis are in right position and the pump works perfectly, then this stabilize your body and the rest of it can relax.
Okay.
So what's
In
happened?
theory. In theory, it sounds very good. Okay, keep going.
Can you grab a jar? If you grab a jar and you really want to open, how does your belly behave now?
It's squeezing
Squeezing,
My-
but is it going out or in?
in.
Like you
Mine is
suck
going
it
in.
suck it in your belly, or you doing this?
Mine is going in. I'm contracting. It's going in.
All right.
Am I
Try
doing
to
it
really
wrong?
open. No. Try to one more time. Try to get inhale. Inhale. Is it still going in?
No, because I inhaled first.
Exactly.
So you had air.
Exactly. So naturally, our body works
Okay.
this way. Inhale.
Okay.
And if you want to do something tough, then this balloon grows in every position, every perspective. This is when your stability comes. That comes naturally. But then we go to fitness and they say, suck in your belly. And we destroys everything.
That's a big difference.
Those muscle has to contract, but don't contract concentrically to shorten, but they contract eccentrically to extend, elongate.
Oh, okay.
And that happens
Okay.
naturally in our body when the when the rib cage is towards the pelvic floor like this, not like this. Because if it's like this, then it presses to the front of your body. So you lose your stability, natural stability, which you use just right now.
So you have to walk in a different way. Because the
Exactly.
lordosis was from walking through life with the exaggerated curve of the spine. So now you have to retrain yourself to walk in a totally different way. So how?
First,
What do you do to change the walk?
okay. So the most important is understand that this is our the Kinder Egg,
Yes.
and it has a chocolate around and that yellow thing inside. So think
Yes.
that your diaphragm, your pelvic floor, and your transversus abdomen is that yellow egg inside, and it does the work. You don't have to do anything else. It just holds your breath and stabilize your body. The rest of it should only support. So now, when you sit down, okay, let's sit down like this. Let you sit down like a Japanese style and lift your rib cage up. Lift your rib cage up. Place your fingers here around the rectus abdominal and on the back here above your pelvis, And inhale. And inhale. Where your air goes right now. Lift your rib cage. Lift your rib cage like in lordosis. Where do you feel your air is going?
To the front.
It's even visible here.
I feel it on the sides too.
You feel it inside a little bit or on the back as well? Do you feel it on the back?
Yeah, even my thumbs are feeling it.
So if you're feeling your thumbs, then your diaphragm works properly because it presses your transversus abdominal. But you're now sitting down, see? Like this.
Yes.
Lift your rib cage like you will do lordosis. Lift.
Maybe it's because I'm on this chair that is not too comfortable. So let me do it on the.
Just to practice to see lift your chest. Just extend your chest even up and put your fingers the same way. Put your fingers the same way. Inhale.
Yeah, it's different. I feel
Now,
like my air is coming up.
Then drop your chest and do it. Do you feel like you press the air everywhere? So this way, when you sit, whatever you do in front of the computer, if you control that you drop your chest and your pelvic floor is in the good position with your rib cage, then you always gonna give your body rest. You should be relaxed here. Should not do anything, and the rest, only the core should work.
Yeah, but that's easier. That's easier to control sitting down because we don't have lordosis when sitting down. We have it more when we're standing up. No?
But this is how you have to reteach your body first. You have to give it the air so you can relax those muscles longer time because you live 24 hours and your body behaves certain way. So if you walk this way, then when you sit, I'm I'm pretty sure you also breathe this way when you sit. If you don't set it up your body in the right way, and for most of the time,
So instead
you
of this, which I don't feel I'm doing this through life.
okay?
I
Yes.
feel like this is like this.
So
I don't feel it so much on
it
the
can,
chest.
yeah, it can come like okay. So drop the chest, but do this. It's gonna happen the same way.
Uh-huh.
The same way. You're not gonna be able to feel in the balloon. If you push your booty back with your pelvis, like posterior tilt, then you're not going to be able to fill in that balloon as well.
Yeah, it feels very different. Yeah.
That's the difference. So whenever you sit right now, you don't have to think if you have a lot of those. It's enough that you put your
Yeah.
hand, realign your body, and you let your erector spinae and the back muscle rest because you see on your back muscles that they are overtrained, they are overstimulated.
Which part? The lower back, the middle, or the
No,
what?
through you for you it's a lumbarum section up
But
to the
I
thoracic.
always thought it was because I used to be a swimmer and my muscles in the back were like that since I was a swimmer. So I always thought it's like, oh yeah, well my muscles just got like that ever since I was young. But you're telling me it's not because of that. It's because I'm like this or
I cannot be 100%, but I think so. Yes, based on what I went through and how I unloaded my body. Yes, I think so. I think that your back muscles are shaped this way that they have to hold it all the time. That there is
so
no air going.
okay.
That the air needs to go all ways.
But I kind of like the definition of my back, so I'm gonna lose it.
No, you're gonna have a beautiful back, but your muscle gonna rest. And a good exercise for you is just put the pillow here. Just lay down on the pillow and breathe towards your back so you can relax the back.
Breathe towards the back. Okay, let me try
It's
that.
gonna
How
happen
do I
naturally. It's gonna happen naturally if you put the pillow.
breathe towards the back?
It's
Okay.
gonna happen naturally. Yeah, just lay down and just breathe. Where does your air goes?
Yes, towards the back. Yes.
Exactly. And this is how you can relax it more. And throughout your life, you can start to, while sitting, try to check if you have that diaphragmatic breathing so you can relax your body. So
So
your
what I have to check from now on for the rest of my life is to stand like this with hands like this and make sure that my thumbs feel the air going through my back.
exactly that the air
That
goes
is the
all
sign.
of the
The
directions.
thumbs. The thumbs is what tells you.
hmm
Yes?
Yes. And now
And
when
this is how I will have to train myself walking also?
like your pelvis supposed to what because you sitting also most of the day more than walking or maybe half I don't know how much you go but your body will realign a little by little just it takes
So
time.
so you recommend doing it a lot while sitting. Because anyway, when you're sitting, that
First,
you will have
yeah,
more awareness of
sitting, but also if you do your squats, I saw you doing in your balcony, then you hold it the same way, you fill in and check through the whole squat. The air, the pressure is there. You don't lose it. So you don't realign again. You hold it.
so you don't exhale when you go down. You exhale
No,
when you come back
no,
up.
no, you can still breathe a little bit. You can exhale a little bit through your nose, but you keep your transversus abdominal fill in with the air. The same when you do the plank.
Okay, let's do it.
This is the connection between your upper and lower body. Can you do it sides to me?
So my belly is out now when
Can
I'm
you do
going
it?
down. I'm not used to doing a squat with my belly out.
It's
I
yeah, it's out.
I
You
contract. No way. I've been
yes,
doing it wrong all along.
me too. Don't worry.
Oh
For many years,
Jesus.
for many years.
Wow. Yes, my belly's out.
Try to keep your eyes on the horizon and go with your booty down and without lordosis.
I can't.
So little by little you will. Little by little you will. It's when you realign your body, you're gonna be able to go more straight, a little more straight down without tilting your pelvis. Without tilting your pelvis.
Do I have to keep my hands here? Because that's what's
The
making
back
it hard.
the but that will help you to really feel it. So you will be able to control
But I
it.
feel like I can keep my position straight up better if my hands are not there.
It would be much, yeah, if you have a friend of yours, you could explain it. They can help you out. So try to maybe do lunge. Lunge will be easier to do it because you can bend. You can basically bend in your hips. Bend in your hips and keep exactly. And you can hold it. It's going to be easier for you. Do you feel it? It's happening?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. So this is
Wow.
how you train back your body with easy exercises with the fundamental movement patterns like lunge or squats, but really stabilizing from body. Now, when you go to the plank, you are not able to check it by yourself. But if you have a friend of yours, or when
Let's
we
do
work
it.
in the couples,
Ah,
then somebody can tell you if you are having the same thing in the plank because you should feel that in the plank. But try to do it without the hands. Try if you feel that. Try to realign your body in the plank and see if you feel the difference. Like tilt your pelvis and you know keep your rib cage the same way like in the lunge, but in the plank. Can you lift your hips a little bit? Lift your hips a little bit. Yes. This is the position. This is your plank. Can you feel your
yes, but I see what you mean. You need somebody that is really testing
yeah,
that
if you
the
live
air.
in the beginning, if you don't feel your body from inside, this way, then you have to have that palpation, like palpas, I don't
Correct.
know,
Yes, because it's very new.
confirmation, confirmation.
So
But
I really I thought I was gonna be able to tell if I was doing it, but like no.
the
Having the
air,
hands here is really the sign, the
yes.
confirmation. Yes.
hmm Yes.
Ah.
And one of the things I didn't do it with you, that because I know you are already working with your body, but most of the people they want to start with the breathing to check themselves, they have to first lay down and check first where the air goes, if it goes here or if it goes to the belly. Because the main thing is to first drive the air to the belly. A lot of people still drives the air to the chest because of that. So first they have to reteach themselves to drive the air to the belly. You got that already. So I know.
Yeah, but let's do it for everybody that's watching this video. Let's go through that.
Okay, so when you lay down, just put one hand on the chest, one on the belly, and see what's moving. If your chest, like if the hands on the chest moving, or if the hands on the belly. Make sense? That's the first check. That's the first check. If the air
Yeah,
goes to
this
the
one
Mhm.
this one I only have it well because of meditation, because you have to
Ah,
learn to breathe.
moving,
But
like
before meditation techniques, I had no idea either. I was like having it all up here. If I dance on this neutral position, so
so
this is your
basically when
position
you
to dance.
so when you
Supposedly my
dance,
upper body is gonna be more loose.
exactly. First of all, it's going to take a little bit of time to basically relax your upper body because the upper body, if the muscle needs to compensate, because this muscle compensate very often in breathing. If the people breathe breathe like this, then those muscles compensate all the time. If they compensate
Yeah.
when you go to sleep, they're still doing it. They never relax. Okay, so this become very stiff, right?
No,
And
girl, my upper body doesn't move like your upper body. My shoulders are super stiff. Like when I trained to teach the sympathetic session at Zumba convention 2 years ago with you, I was like, how in the world? She's like jelly. Your upper body is so fluid. And I felt like that's when I realized, like, oh crap, my upper body is so stiff.
okay, because you have to hold it the whole time. Because if you are having lordosis, you also your scapulars tend to probably pull it back, retract a little bit, and you don't even think about it. And the trapezius gets very stiff. It's weak and it's trying to work 24 hours. It never relaxes. It relaxes when the breathing goes here and the whole stabilization here, and here is loose. It's my stabilization right
So wait,
now.
you're gonna tell me that my salsa shoulders What was the song we were doing? Tropicoqueta with the shoulders. You're gonna tell me my shoulders are gonna move better in salsa if I
I
just switch to this?
the most important that
Let's
you're
see,
gonna
let's see.
feel,
Let's see the difference.
Maria. I think you have to, first of all, it's not about setting it up all the time. It's about 24 hours. Do the breathing so they can finally say, you are
Relax.
out, you are relaxed,
Ah,
this is your job,
yes.
and let other muscles do their job. So diaphragmatic breathings helps us to really do the jobs for the stabilization, and the rest of them just helping wherever they need to. But for most of the time, they should rest.
And now I get it. It's not about, oh, my shoulders are gonna move better. No, I was making it happen, but by force. But now it's gonna be fluid and it's not gonna take a hit on my body. Now I get what you were saying, that you were training, training, but it was still very hard for you to go through a training, teaching a strong training hard on your body. So not, and that's what we're looking for longevity, to be able to use our body as a tool, but doing it smartly so that we don't end up with injuries that we caused to ourselves just because we didn't know how to do it.
Exactly. Plus, like when you start to do it more and more, then you start to really finally, eventually move your body different ways. So, like my hips can move right now everywhere because here is relaxed. Before it was tightened. So, it was so hard for me to do the belly dance because in belly dance, you're you need to have anatomic pelvis, position. So then the hips move very easy. But if my hips were like this, had to force it to. You know what I mean? But when
Yes.
naturally they came back, then they relax. They relax. So they can move very relaxed way. Do you
Yeah, but
understand?
at the beginning, since we're not used to doing it that way, like in this past ZinCon, Fabio Barros invited me to dance one song on stage with him. His session is Hips Revolution, so it's belly dance, very Egyptian style. And there was one song with Kizomba. So I was there to represent Kizomba. But I didn't know when I was going to have to do it. I didn't know my song was almost at the end of the session. So I ended up taking the whole session. Girl, I was like, I thought I did belly dance well. But
I saw that
once he was
video.
explaining that technique, the tilting of the pelvis and the breathing, and then, of course, because in belly dance, your belly's out. And that's the point, to be able to move the belly. It needs to be out. I was like, I can't. So I was exhausted just by trying to follow his moves in the whole session. Yes. But also because I was not breathing, because I was not making it happen from the breathing. I was not bringing oxygen to my body. I was just tilting the pelvis without the
But
breathing.
even when you set up the position, you breathe naturally. So even that helps because when there is a good position of your pelvis towards your rib cage, you breathing naturally towards the belly, then that will actually support also your neutral position and stabilize as well. So other muscles can do the different job. You know what I mean? Even if they are not, maybe they still tighten, they still tighten. So it's not going to be maybe the same feeling as you can achieve for the long plan when you sit, when you walk, when your body gets used to naturally like breathe diaphragmatically and set up the body naturally when your uh, ribcage is aligned with your pelvis, then of course it will be just more natural. You're not going to have to basically force it so much because the muscles will be relaxed.
Yeah, it's a matter of practicing. If you practice every day, remind yourself to do it here and there, then it becomes more organic in the body. But at the beginning, if we have trained ourselves to dance in a particular way, when you're trying to switch it up to another way, it is like it feels off and you even forget to breathe when you're trying the moves. It feels like we're never contracting the abdomen. So how are we gonna get a six pack? Breathing different.
Sips are coming from the,
From
crunching
the kitchen,
the
I
six
know.
pack,
For
crunching,
what you eat, I know.
rotating, and what you put into your mouth. So actually, um, it's so funny because I did it with my trainer, and by my side I was watching a lot of people who are amazingly fit and they have a six pack. I used to have a six pack even if I had the lordosis. Okay, but you can
Okay.
tell from the six pack if they basically if it's uneven, if it has like really some um tightness.
For some people, the little squares are not aligned, but you see the squares kind of like
Sometimes it
that's
can be sometimes it can be physiognomy, but if I see
okay.
how they move, that I can tell if they overdoing on the functional muscles instead of diaphragmatic breathing. You know what I mean? If you go to look at the Chinese people, when their bodies realign, they don't use the strength. They're doing like this, and people's fly. They don't punch the people. They just
Show me,
push.
send me a link of that part of the
Yeah,
video, and
I'll
then
send you.
I'll put it, I'll edit it
Mhm.
on the podcast, and I'll put it over here. I'm trying to understand. It's not about okay, I need to do better squats, so I practice this with squats, and then I need to jump better, so I practice the breathing with the jump. What you're telling me is that just by making this happen in my normal life every day, if I practice it while I'm sitting down, while I'm walking around, by default, everything else is going to align, and the other muscles that have been overdoing it are going to relax, and then everything's going to happen better.
Yes, there's one more thing which you like someone when start to work from the center, you will have to basically watch your body. Like how do you feel of your body? Is there anything missing? If my feet has a 3 points, like normally should do when I stand, if
Mhm.
compensate somehow. If my shoulder blades are like 30 degrees over my rib cage because they should lay down on the rib cage. All they are still here because they cannot loosen up. We need to realign them as well. So first of all, check the inner outer like rotation for your shoulder. See, look what's happened. You compensate. What do? You're doing this. See, your shoulder goes up, but your shoulder has to stay. Shoulder has to stay because this is when your scapular work good, but if my shoulder compensate, that means I'm lack of the inner rotation. So then you have to kind of check on your body how it behaves and just do some workout to bring back that full range of motion, and that's it. I know it sounds easy.
I know. Which kind of workout? Like circle mobility?
No, no. What I'm saying that, for example, our body has a full possibility to rotate without compensating. This is compensation without compensating by holding, like stabilizing scapular right now. See, if we are missing that, then we have to retrain it. See the difference? Look, if we don't have
Yes, I see it. I see
Mhm.
it. But my question is, how do you retrain it?
You just grab the weight. There's a super exercise for that. You can do it either way. First, with the wall, you know, you put your back into it, you tilt your pelvis, align, realign, and you go with the wall.
Uh
And
huh.
if you cannot, if that doesn't work, then you can lay down, for example, on that, lay
Yes.
down. Here is the weight, and you have like 4 kilo, and you let it the weight go down. Let it go like that. You can go up and let it the weight go down because you have to retrain those muscles in that range of motion. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
Because what we did here that changes a little bit our body, and we need to kind of bring that range of motion and fundamental patterns back. Sometimes we
Okay.
need to help our
So
body.
okay. So you gave us an excellent example of how to retrain the shoulders. Now, how do we retrain other muscles in the body?
Okay, so if we, for example, if I was missing the inner rotation of my thigh, then I was doing the play. The play is nice to really see in that position toward the inner rotation and outer rotation, right? And
Uh-huh.
inner rotation, usually you can hold the wall, you don't have to work with the balance so hard, and outer rotation. So this is amazing for bringing the inner and outer rotation of your hip back. If it's missing,
My hip flexors are like so tight. Like, how do I open up the hips?
the hip. Okay, so once you basically relax your back, because now whenever you're trying to do, your back is still holding. So it's so hard really for your body to let it go. But for this one, this exercise is the best. When you go here, but you have to make sure again, you cannot do this. You breathe.
Okay.
Go with the diaphragmatic breathing and go all the way back through the heel, if possible. If it's not possible, then you go basically as little you can. But now I don't have a problem with this exercise. But used to, oh my God. Before the diaphragmatic breathing, I couldn't do it.
Am I in a
And
good position?
yes, perfect. Very nice. But now if you are able to do it, bring the knee towards the couch. As close as possible. As close as
Okay.
possible. Uh-huh. Yes.
Oof.
And now tilt your pelvis, tilt your pelvis. So bring the other
I
foot.
can't.
I see. Uh-huh. That's why so now you can push the knee. When I ask you to come closer because you didn't feel it. So now bring it a little bit away. Bring it a little bit away. A little bit away so you can really first tilt your pelvic, and then push it back. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Because you have to
Yes.
have a space for that. Okay? So
So
this
it's
is
stretching all of this.
stretching all of the flexors, iliopsoas and the rectus femoris as well, right? Rectus femoris. You feel it, right?
And that's gonna open up my hip?
That will open your definitely the hip if comes to the lordosis. See, lordosis makes shorter here, makes us shorter here. So when we are realigning, we are relaxing those muscles so they don't tighten here anymore, and this is tightened. So relax this and retrain this, like stretch it here, so they can come
Yeah, it
back
felt
to the
very
normal
good.
position. Make sense?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, it felt
So,
really good.
so these are the top notches, but first diaphragmatic breathing, first center of the body.
Oh,
And whatever you do, Maria, this is good for you. Like if you read the book or something, just go and breathe here to the back because you need to give the air there. You need to give the air. Just whatever you do, your exercise on that balcony, just like really retrain your body. Those three things. When you sit, check on yourself. When you basically do that stretch every day, serious, this stretch, when you hold it, you really the position and breathe in and breathe out, do that stretch. And every time when you do that, check on yourself. Check on yourself. Agree. When you even walk sometimes, check. You go to the beach, see on yourself. Like when you're walking, say, okay. And you taught me that. Remember, feet first. This way. This is a goal. Body first. This is feet,
yes.
but first. You taught me that. Like so, I'm always like, okay, feet first. Let the body drives me, and then you're gonna realign.
Yes, but it's so many components of it. It's like because I know about keeping the head over the shoulders and feet first, but then maybe I'm not doing. Now I don't know if I'm walking at the beach doing this. So I have to check on
Because
that as well.
it was funny because since the convention you guys had in your session, then I started to check on myself. I really was checking on myself, feet first, and this way you go from the heel as well, and that's beautiful. From heel to toes, I always check my body.
So if people want a consultation with you, do you do consultations?
Sure, sure. But only the people who wants to work on them, because knowledge itself will not help them a lot at all. You know.
Only if
Knowledge
you're
itself.
willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't make Isa waste her time.
Yeah, don't waste time. Yeah.
And where should they contact you?
You can share my phone number on WhatsApp. They can call me like on WhatsApp
Or can they
text me on
contact you
WhatsApp.
through, how about through Instagram?
Through Instagram, on WhatsApp.
After you started readjusting your body with this breathing, did you feel that your body didn't get as tired after teaching a whole day of training?
Yes.
Big difference?
I physically, I barely get tired mentally, but yes, I need to like.
Of course, yeah.
Mentally.
But physically, it was a game changer?
I was just teaching three trainings in a row. Nothing.
And you're like, you're not even sore? Nothing hurt?
No, sore.
Wow.
No, not sore.
Wow. Amazing. I taught two trainings, Aqua on Saturday and B1 on Sunday, and I was so sore yesterday, but I hadn't moved in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think aqua also needs that holding, in the air. That, you have a muscle endurance is different than from dancing.
Yeah, maybe. No, and also, did you see that I ended up at the hospital after convention?
No.
I posted it on my story. Yes, 4 days after we came back on like what Monday, and then on Thursday I ended up at the emergency room because the back pain that I had throughout convention was very strong. That I kept taking ibuprofen to continue to work, and then it didn't go away, and it got worse and worse and worse. And then I was like, what if I have a kidney infection or something, and that's why my back hurts? And I've been thinking that it's muscle related. So the pain was so bad. I went to the ER. I was extremely dehydrated. Extremely. They put like 2 bags of liquids in me. So my kidneys were struggling, perhaps for the dehydration for all the hard work at convention. But I also had a urinary tract infection. So I've been taking antibiotics. So I've been like dizzy and weak. So for 2 weeks, I didn't move at all. So of course, teaching trainings this past weekend, it was like, okay, overdoing it with my body because I've been like not moving at all. Not, I couldn't even do the beach walks for 2 weeks. That's how weak I was feeling. Yeah. So I'm feeling better now.
Do you sit in deep squat every day? No, right?
Like
Deep squat.
sit just like
In
for
deep
fun.
squat. No, like whatever you do, sometimes like
I,
working
I
on your
do
computer, on your cell phone or something.
no to work, no.
Okay. So, but
I
so
do it here and there throughout the day, but like for
okay,
a few minutes. But then it's not like, oh, I just text in that
okay,
position.
okay,
I
okay.
eat in that position. No, that's Richard and you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Is it
But
good?
yeah, it is good because also let your like little bottom section to relax a little bit, to relax and
My
breathing.
shins get so in pain holding that position. They get
Okay,
tired.
so
Yours
you get
don't?
no because my mobility is already there. I don't have to hold it. I don't have to hold it. So
Correct.
maybe when
Yeah,
you
no.
brush your teeth, hold on something. Hold. So you don't have to use your shins. Just
Okay.
hold
Okay.
and hold those on the counter or something. I'm holding here right now.
Okay.
Let's see,
Okay.
for example, like this.
Uh-huh.
Then check your teeth position and just try to also relax a little bit, So
Okay.
relax, relax. Yeah, honestly, there will be a change for sure. Like if you realign it because the Lord does is a crap. It's a crap to live in that position. It's a crap to really for your spine and your diaphragm doesn't work.
Moving on to another subject.
Okay. Okay.
Guess what? I just listened. I have to send you this link to a podcast that I listen regularly. It's called Know Thyself. That today's guest was talking about tantric. You have to listen to it. It was very good. Maybe it's just this particular person. She's been teaching tantric for 20 years and she has written books. So she spoke about the 5 tantric personalities towards the end. So I was like, oh, I want Lisa to listen to it so that we can comment on it.
I
When are you
I
doing your tantric training?
I am already different a person because we went through that week of like extremely intense work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. So it was tantra, 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 tantra for 6 days nonstop. I went through so many processes. I was everything from my body was going like through almost up to biomeeting.
Like a cleanse of the
Mm-hmm.
soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my like
Wow.
I felt like the whole back opened, So after I started to diaphragmatic breathing, I feel now the tantra loosen up all of the cells, loosen up like extremely addition to what I've done. So much work in my body. It just additionally started to really loosen up my body. We did 3 different tantric massages: the neck, the back, and the pelvis. And the pelvic is very intimate. You go really deep inside, and we already practiced together. It's so nice because when we practice together in the training, then after the training, my boyfriend Slavak did it already for me at home, and I for the first time in my life, I went through the electric unload, which, yes, is like for the first time in my life, I never thought, what is it? But first, when he did that massage, my energy grew so much in the hands that I couldn't stand it. It was like almost painful. It's 10 times after you freeze the hand and you unfreeze, and you have the same feature. It was like 10 times more. You don't know what to do with yourself. And they were trying to put me in those exercises to release the emotions, like be angry, like hit the pillow, hit this, and I don't feel any angerness anymore because we were working on that angerness for so many days. I don't feel any more anger. So they said grounded. So I grounded, and then that disappeared. I pushed in the floor and it disappeared. And the next time when he did it to me, again the same massage at home, my energy went all the way here, the same feeling. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I cannot, like, I don't know what to do. And I started to ground it. And he said, okay, let's stop it. Okay, so he stopped the massage. And when he left me, that energy that accumulated and exploded and everything disappeared. So it's just like somebody puts those electrics on you, like, and it's explode. And I was like, oh gosh, this feeling
How
is
do you
just
feel after?
very tired, but like bliss, like white light and nothing is there. It's like just bliss, lightness. It's just, and my body, oh my God, it's light. It's just like it's like amazing. It's just
So you
amazing.
had what they call tantric awakening,
Yeah,
or is it
like
different?
I don't know if it's a tantric awakening. I don't know because I don't know what is it exactly. But they
Yeah,
always
but
like,
if you were in bliss and everything like disappeared and you were like suspended there, yeah, that's what it means.
it was really, really wow, something like.
Wow. So your boyfriend really learned how to do the massage. He
Yeah,
did
me
it
too.
appropriately.
I'm doing that for him as well.
And what is the technique?
So the technique is a lot about breathing. So the massage is not passive. You have to be active throughout the massage, otherwise it's not going to work. So the
Okay.
massage, there's a giver and a receiver, but the receiver has to be engaged the whole time. So you are engaged with the breathing. You breathe in like a stroll in,
Uh-huh.
and you exhale with the ah from the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is
Uh-huh.
also needed for that. Because if you don't breathe diaphragm, then you're going ah, and you have a pain. You have a pain in your throat. So this is
Ah.
also important there. And basically, you do it that all time so that the sound also gives the vibration and it increases and the breathing and the sound, breathing and the sound and the massage in the points where people usually are not being touched, the uh, around your, what is that bone, triangle bone on the back? Triangle between your pelvis plates. It's a
Uh-huh.
triangle. So you go around, special techniques around, then you go around of those plates, which is very often painful. And then you turn around and you
Did you say painful?
here, yeah, I'm pretty sure in yours it will be also painful here if I go with the elbow. It's gonna like
Oh,
really feel
because
bad.
that's how they are massaging you with the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Or
nice.
thumb, or thumb.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you turn around. Okay, there are those sticking out
The hip
covers.
bone.
Yeah, but it's there's the points when the muscles are attached. So
Huh?
you put your fingers in like very deep. It's a deep tissue. You go through the
Uh-huh.
deep tissue and you massage it, but you cannot have a strength higher than 5. So from 1 to 10, you want to keep it up to 5. So it doesn't put you such a big pain. It just stimulates.
Okay.
Okay, so then you go lower, lower, lower. Then you go to that bone. You massage this, and then you go from inside and here, and you massage, and then inner thighs, the
With
adductors,
with the thumb or with
thumb with the thumb,
okay.
and it's really like your body shakes, really like getting those
So it's releasing energy, accumulated electricity.
energy. Yes. Now I don't have a really doubt. I'm not scared anymore saying that emotion is just the energy and molecules in your body. Like I am off. like all of anchorness. They taught us all of those exercises, how to release the emotions, different exercises, which I used some of them. Like I would love to teach our session again. Seriously, now
I
with
was just
more
gonna say, so if we teach our sympathetic use session again, now you're gonna have the
of that.
appropriate exercises to release all the
I would
emotions.
I would do the whole dynamic session to release all of the chakras, to open all of the chakras, and I would teach them how to. I would stimulate them to feel the emotions, and then you
Release it.
know release it. We had the amazing session, and they put out like boys and the girls in front of each other, like not with the couple, and we had to be the lights latarnia.
And for people that just heard this sympathetic use session, Isa and I presented a session at Zumba Convention 2 years ago that was called Sympathetic You. And we were teaching people how to be aware that we're constantly activating our sympathetic nervous system, which is the one that gets us on survival mode because we're usually scared or afraid or guarded or concerned about something, and how to release that and switch it to parasympathetic nervous system. So we were using the energy centers as example and to work on energy and balancing the chakras during choreographies for a Zumba class. So it was very beautiful, very deep. But now it's like it will be 2.0.
Amazing. Like
So what's the name?
the
You were looking it up.
lantern, like on the sea, the lantern on the
Uh-huh.
sea. So one side, for example, the women had to be the lantern for the boys, and the boys were expressing all of the ingerness and grief, whatever they felt towards the women's. And then we were the
Towards women in general.
in general, yes, in general.
Okay.
And we were the
Uh-huh.
lanterns, we were all taking it, and then we were expressing the same to the men, and they were all taking to release the whole nation, not only release the angerness towards the husband, the brother, but towards the whole nation. So it was like I said, let's do that together so we can like make that world better, so we don't make that
How
we just
beautiful.
it was
Like
beautiful. It was
breaking the limiting beliefs that we have all been even born with, because this is
yes.
information that comes in the genes through ancestors to like think certain things against the opposite genre.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I can truly say that now don't have a doubt in somatic uh, emotional accumulation, because already my body changed within 1 week. The way I feel, everything changed within a week. It was so intense, but it was so worth it. I cannot wait for the next 3 weeks to practice that all, because it's so beautiful. I am like I want to go and give it that to everybody. Like, so if I want, like, no, if I have some friends, it's like I will do it for you. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. So
Yes.
open and to
And
give
that's
it to the
the
people.
true
It's
sign that it activated your centers of love, because that's all you
totally,
want to do, give love
totally.
through sharing this information.
We are living for a couple of months already in one space with three daughters of my partner. Everybody can imagine how hard it is for me, with the three, not little, but already 9, 14, and 17 girls together, to adjust and to still keep my space and my boundaries, and still respecting them and giving them as much as I can. I was praying every evening and every morning for the love, for natural love to feel, not just respect, but love, because of course I want to give them that as well. And for the first time there, like during the dynamic meditation, when we were going through all of the chakras in my heart chakra, I had a vision of them, three of them,
You,
first time, feeling it from inside, without really praying for it, and respecting only and being mature in the whole situation, but feeling from the inside. So it's really happening. I strongly believe that a lot of people, because of those traumas they carry inside of them, they cannot feel it, and they cannot open their heart to love, because the other feelings are stronger than everything else. The grief, the sadness, the anger inside.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And when we get mature, we all understand that we are so responsible for our life that nobody can really influence our life, that nothing what's happen going on around of us makes us feel this way. That us only who really makes us feel this way. And sometimes we listen that from the coaching lessons, and then we are trying to decide for us, like, let's feel this way, let's feel this way, but we forget to clear this first, like drop it off, and it's still inside, and we even more like holding it in, trying to bury it, bury more, because we're trying to go towards that trend that I'm deciding if I'm going to be in the mood. I'm decided that if I'm gonna do this and this, that's true. Truly, that is true. They have it all right. But before we really shake it off and from the deep inside get rid of it, like almost vomit it, like screaming it out, or really heated it out, then we cannot really feel the love and happiness. And then that's why we are pretending. That's why we are trying to pretend it. That's why we need to follow someone, because we need to find it different way.
But that's the thing, because this information is so out there now with social media, and like if the algorithm is already catching on you that you like this kind of subjects, it's showing you all these videos and all these talks, and you listen to all these podcasts, and you know the theory part of it. But as you said, if you don't do the work, if you don't really get down with your feelings, identifying, feeling them, so that then you can purge, you can clear it. There's different techniques. You're just talking about, yeah, yours in particular, but it requires work. I have many friends that I can talk about all of this with them, and they know they can like say it to you like a coach, but then they go back into the trap of the cycle of talking about, but he did this, but she did that, but like it's the same thing. And I've become very protective of my time and my energy, to the point that when they are going to start talking, I tell them, you already know the answer. We've talking about it for hours. We don't need to talk more about it. You know what to do, but you're taking your time to get there and decide to do it. So when you decide to do it, we can talk about it again. But right now, no, we have already invested enough time on this, because like people just like to talk about it. It's almost as if by talking about it, you believe that you're doing the work, but talking about it is not doing the work whatsoever. The work only happens on your own when you're not talking about it, when you're feeling it, because you need to channel the feelings that are trapped in the cells in the body. That's the only way to release it. So you either go to therapy, or you take seminars and trainings and classes and lessons. But at the end of the day, is work with yourself. So I love talking with you and connecting with you, even if we don't do it so often, because every time that we do it is like, I know how intense you are, almost at the same level as me. When I want to work on something, it's like nothing's gonna stop me. I am going to figure this out. And that's the reason why you and I attracted each other to teach this session 2 years ago. And then like catching up with you, which we didn't have the time to talk about all of this in depth at the Zumba convention. It's so beautiful because I can see it in you. I can see the lightness in you. Because yeah, it's like we keep getting rid of burdens that we've been carrying.
Yeah, totally. And before before I was just releasing the emotions more by talking, inner talk, breathing only. And the mental was not enough. But when I added the movement to it consciously, like those somatic exercise from Lowen, from Ray, and then the mental from David Hawkins, those that when I connected that, and you started to express my feelings, not to anybody, but toward the pillow, with allowance to say whatever I want to be able to think whatever I want to, because I knew it that nobody's going to be hurt. But that allowance to feel all of the spectrum of the emotions was the really revealing, like releasing my body, and everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. So then finally we can feel from inside that nobody caused anything to us. Nobody. There is no outside causes. Everything what we feel is really on inside of us, truly. But I know that many people have a trouble to really, they might know, but they have a trouble to really authentically feel it because first they need to unload their body. Let yourself to feel it truly, all the spectrum of emotions without blaming anybody else for that.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah,
So this is
amazing.
the certification that you're gonna take. That is 4 weeks long. Did you already
Mhm.
take the first week?
Yeah. I just took one week, and then there are three
Was it
more
after
left.
convention?
Yes, right after. Yeah.
So you just came back from it. You just did it.
Yeah, three. No, I came back 4 days ago. Came back
Oh,
four
okay.
days ago.
And
So we
then you
already
go back
practice,
when?
and then we go back on in October. So we can
Okay.
practice because we before we come back, we have to practice.
And then
Just
in October is another week, and then you practice more, and you come back 2 months
yes,
later for another week until you complete the 4 weeks.
just 4 weeks, but it's like spread it. It's
Uh-huh. So
always
that you
every
do the
month.
work.
Yeah, to the work, like almost 2 months, 2 months apart. Every week is 2 months apart, so we can do the work.
Has this shift your relationship with your boyfriend?
Like it was amazing to really go through those experiences together because these are the deepest traumas which we don't even understand ourselves. So that's not everything you can name it. You just basically go through it. So it was amazing to really go through it. It was amazing to doing all of those massages because we felt just very safe, very safe. I know each other very well, and we went through it together. Honestly, it was so beautiful. He told me like I fell in love with you, like in you from the scratches again. Like I feel the butterflies in my stomach. I was like, wow, wow, it's amazing. I
I
feel
just got
very,
goosebumps.
yeah,
Wow.
it's like really amazing. And
I'm so
then I feel
jealous.
the same way. Like I really
I'm
like I
jealous
wanted
again.
very beautiful. Like when we talk with our friends, I was like if you ever have a problem with your relationship, go do it. Do it together.
Wow. To
And
be
we
able
went
to do it with
also.
your partner. Wow.
We just did it for ourselves. But now when we know what we went through, like if we saw our trainer today and they were not in the good condition, Swabak told him, I can do the massage for you. And like, wow, what an amazing thing. So I said, and I told him, okay, so if you agree to do massage with Swabak, I can do it for your wife. We don't know each other so well, but if you sit and talk, I can do it for your wife as well because we feel like we want to do it for the couples. We really, it was so, imagine we came very tired and we already practiced together within 4 days. When I was teaching 3 trainings in a row, we still, after the training, let's Saturday, he was doing massage for me. Sunday, I was doing the massage for him. Saturday, before I started the training, the dynamic meditation, we like really like instead of going party or something like let's practice. It was so beautiful. It's it is really beautiful.
You are getting to meet each other at each other's true core and true essence of who you are. Wow, this is so beautiful,
Mhm.
Isa.
It is. It is
Amazing.
very. It is.
Okay, so I feel like in 2 months when you come back from the next one, we have to do another update of what you experienced on the other one and then the other
Yeah.
until you finish the course. So you need to update me on all of these beautiful things.
Yes.
Wow, so
It
beautiful,
is.
baby. Let's finish on this note because I had you here for 3 hours.
So
I am so happy for you. This is awesome. So
extremely
happy.
happy as well.
I love you, mi amor.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.